No animals were harmed in the making of this video. Do you guys remember Air Bud? The heartwarming 1997 comedy about a dog playing basketball? Of course you do. The movie was a commercial success, grossing nearly $30 million at the box office against its meager $3 million budget, and went on to spawn many, many sequels. In fact, Buddy here is the patriarch of his very own media empire, one that revolved solely around the most genius conceit ever put to a major motion picture. What if dog could play human sport?
He's right. Ain't no rule said the dog can't play basketball.
But what if I told you, amidst these adorable, smiling, furry faces, a dark secret was lurking? That beneath all the canine hijinks and heartwarming family sports drama, a much darker narrative was taking place on one of Buddy's beloved movie sets. Now, if any of you have heard the story of Milo and Otis, you probably know where this is going. But it's not nearly that bad, I promise. And if you haven't heard the story of Milo and Otis, or why our movies have this disclaimer, buckle up, because this one gets a little rough.
Boo! You stink!
Oh man, it's not a funny joke, but I don't have another joke. I chugged a Monster right before this because the first time I filmed this, I sounded like a zombie. So it's hard doing comedy to an empty room, just to the webcam. I have to warm up, get in the space. Also, I looked like shit in the other one. Maybe I'll put it up on my Patreon so you can see like the bad version. Pay me money so you can see the bad version of this video. Okay. In 1997, I was 2 years old. I know that's a distant past for a lot of you. And no, I do not remember the first Air Bud. I don't think I saw it in theaters. If I did, I was a baby. Let me look up what... This makes me feel like how professors must feel when they don't know how to turn off autoplay on YouTube. So I pulled up the 20 of the best pop culture moments from 20 years ago. It's posted in 2017. Ew, it's almost 30 years ago. Yuck. Ah. So this was the same year that Men in Black was released and Titanic. So they were up against some really killer movie releases. And I feel like that's why we all kind of forgot Air Bud was a thing for a little bit. Well, I didn't. If you've watched my previous video, you heard my story about how I left every single one of our good DVDs in a DVD case on a train when we went on a family vacation to New Mexico, of all fucking places. Snow Buddies was one of the few that remained, and it's probably because the movie came out, I think, after that trip, but that's beside the point. I just remember that it had like an Oreo McFlurry kind of spilled on it, so it had like the remnants of like gross ice cream and Oreo bits on the cover. If you guys can relate to that, if you just had like a gross DVD case that you guys like never, you could have cleaned it, but you just never did. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below what was your gross DVD, everyone, because I need to not feel alone in this. We had a couple of gross DVDs. I think Surf's Up was also a yucky one. The DVDs were fine, the cases were the gross ones. Anyway, everyone in the comments is gonna be like, no, Laura, you were just gross. Fair point. So anyway, 1997, Air Bud, a movie about a dog who plays basketball, was released to commercial success and modest reviews because it's about a dog who plays basketball, and it was up against like Titanic and Men in Black and what else does this? The first time Kenny got killed on South Park. But again, it grossed nearly $30 million against its $3 million budget, which made it a 10 times return on investment. It made 10 times its budget. So it was such a commercial success that it really could only mean one thing. The people were hungry for more Air Bud. In fact, people in the late 90s were so hungry for more of this basketball-playing golden retriever that just a year later, in 1998, a sequel was released, titled Air Bud Golden Receiver.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
The titles are going to get worse, just so you know. Just in case you're not aware, the titles are going to get worse. Someone was probably really proud of that, though. Where's my water? Like, I need my water. I need Baba. God. Baba's empty, and my hand is like this. Because I chugged a Monster about 15 minutes ago, so why am I saying I'll be right back? I'll edit this. One time I was this jittery at work and one of my coworkers was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like that video of Chris Farley, clearly high off his ass on cocaine, just running down the aisle like, ah! Like,
Old friend Chris Farley.
comedy requires stimulants. I love stimulants. These 2 theatrical releases were closely followed by 3 direct-to-video sequels. And the titles are just as good as the other ones. Air Bud World Pup, Air Bud The 7th Inning Fetch. They ask you how you are, you just... And in 2003, we got Air Bud Spikes Back. By the way, did you guys know that the Air Bud movies were based on a real dog? Like a real guy's actual dog? And he appeared on America's Funniest Home Videos and David Letterman's nighttime show?
Fire.
I guess it was called Stupid Pet Tricks. I wasn't conscious in the late 90s. I was certainly there. I wasn't alive. I was alive, but I wasn't aware of my surroundings. But I was honestly considering changing the topic of this video just to Air Bud was based on a real dog, but I had to talk about the puppies. This was a real guy's dog who just loved playing basketball. He was trained to do it. He was trained to do it. And boy, howdy did this hoops shooting dog. I don't know any basketball words or slang, and I'm not going to look them up. This basketball playing dog took the world by storm. And by world, I mean American syndicated late night television. And by storm, I mean he appeared on AFV and the aforementioned David Letterman's Stupid Pet Tricks. We were in a really dark place before YouTube. Before we had instant access to funny animal videos at all times, no matter where we are. I don't know how we lived before.
All right, another basket. One more basket and I get the master bedroom tonight.
It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. We had to actually be in reality, and we couldn't just be scrolling Instagram at all times. We had to be aware of the world around us and talk to other living human beings for fun. I barely remember that because I was in middle school when they invented the iPhone, so.
And we are calling it iPhone.
I don't really care. I like my funny cat videos. And now it's not just funny cat videos. All the goddamn zoos have social media accounts and they post videos of all their, you can get all of the exotic animal content you want from zoos. And it's not even I don't even want them to be doing human stuff. I'm content. There's this Instagram I follow where they just post videos of the beavers in the beaver exhibit in Japan. And that's it. It's just beavers grooming themselves. And I follow that account and it probably makes way more money than this channel will ever make. It's because I'm not a beaver, isn't it? That's why you guys aren't subscribing or watching. Is that what you guys want from me? To turn into a beaver? Like the fucking Pixar movie?
This is incredible!
Is it Pixar or Disney? The way that I don't care. How did we have 2 major Disney/Pixar releases with a fucking beaver in it in the same year? That fucking Nibbles Maple Stick.
City. It has a secret tiny reptile population.
Wild or on the land? Subtle sleuthing, 'tis my jam! Woo! Mine splinters.
Did they mean to make this, this is a Subaru on purpose, yes? Right? And can we talk about how the opening to Zootopia 2 was just Nick and Judy pretending to have a baby? That has to be because of the Zootopia abortion comic, right? It has to be. Somebody on the production staff knew about it, if not everybody knew about it, and they were like, it'd be really funny. Not only do we address the shipping, we address the abortion comic. And we say, no, in fact, Judy Hopps did not get that abortion. And rabbit plus fox equals fennec fox. Which makes more sense than I thought it was going to be when I started that sentence. Yeah, this is all off script. It's the monster talking. But do you want to know what was fun in the late 90s? watching this dog shoot mad hoops.
Look at that, right off the bat.
So much fun that Kevin Kevin, it's the owner's name. Kevin thought that his dog buddy was so much fun that he deserved his very own movie. And he was right. He knew what he had. He might have just been a guy standing out there in front of his house with his hyperactive golden retriever, but he knew he had a media empire on his hands. Buddy really did star in his own movie. This is Buddy himself. He really is shooting those hoops. I mean, he really is playing the dog in the movie. I couldn't find the answer for you, but I have to imagine there was more than one dog on set, right? This can't possibly all be the same dog, right? Buddy, however, was relatively up there in years by the time the first Air Bud was released in theaters, and I'm sorry to tell you this, passed down the role to whatever canine actor Disney had access to that day. Let's all have a moment of silence for Buddy, the original Air Bud. May he rest in peace.
Oh, it's me, Maddie. I'm in heaven now. So sorry I died. I miss you so much.
Where were we? Right, the media empire that Buddy spawned. So again, 1997 saw the theatrical release of Air Bud. 1998 saw the theatrical release of Air Bud Golden Receiver. And then after 1998, we moved from theatrical releases to direct-to-video. So in 2000, we got Air Bud World Cup, and that was the first film to actually introduce the Air Buddies, which are Air Bud's puppies.
So cute!
But they were retconned because they weren't mentioned again for another 6 years. I don't know. In 2002, we got Air Bud 7th Inning Fetch. And then in 2003, we got Air Bud Spikes Back, which was volleyball. They were running out of sports to make the dog play. But luckily for you, I came up with a few more of my own for some other sports. So, shall we? So I thought it'd be fun if he played hockey. We could have Air Bud Stanley Pup. He could hold the hockey stick in his mouth, right? Like he could skate. We could figure it out. Probably wouldn't even need skates. If he played golf, we could do pause for the course, like par for the course. I know that one's not as good. Can you imagine? What if a dog played golf? And then because this was the early 2000s, naturally he would have also been like a NASCAR driver. That one would have been Air Bud Fast and the Furriest. Thank you. I'll take all my royalties. I'll take all the accolades. I'll take my Oscar. Yeah, thank you. I know. So 3 long years went by before we got another installment in the Air Bud franchise, but it was clear that the people wanted more. They wanted more Air Bud. Their thirst for dogs that played sports was insatiable. They could no longer be satisfied with just one dog that played sports. No. They wanted more. So Air Bud had puppies! Again.
Another one.
Important to note, no animals were harmed in the making of Air Buddies. This one's fine. We can all say, "Aww," together. Aww. Aren't they cute? They're cute. They're really cute. And that's why what happened on Snow Buddies happened, because they're really cute. They're so cute. Makes you want to just take them away from their mom and stick them in a movie. All these dogs are probably dead now. In fact, I would wager to guess they are all dead. I'm very fun at parties. In 2006, Disney released Air Buddies, the 6th installment in the Air Bud franchise. But this time, instead of focusing on Buddy, the titular Air Bud, as it were, we're focusing on his puppies. Also, for the first time ever, virtually every animal in the movie talks now.
What did I teach you pups about teamwork?
For some reason. You see, Air Bud didn't talk in the other movies because he's a dog. And dogs don't talk. But now all the dogs and other animals talk.
Who goes there?
You speak doggy?
I even know a little mouse.
It also notably does not feature sports of any kind whatsoever in its plot, like at all. I mean, there kind of are sports in this one. Each of Air Bud's puppies inherited one of the sports that he could play. So, for example, B-Dog, yes, that's his real name. It was 2006, and every animated movie had to have the one that raps, and B-Dog is ours. B-Dog plays basketball. Is that that racist?
This is super fly, yo. Nothing but
Butterball plays football, Rosebud plays soccer, Dyke, Buddha plays basketball, and Mudbud plays volleyball. And I assume they all come together to form one horrible dog Ultron.
Activate interlock. Infracells up. Mega thrusters are go. Let's go, Ultron Force!
A dog Ultron that plays sports. Anyway, Air Buddies was enough of a success that a sequel was quickly made. I actually don't know for sure. They were direct to DVD. I don't think anyone was critically reviewing the Air Bud franchise at this point. We are now, though. We are now. So 2 years later, in 2008, at a time when we should have known better by now, Disney released Snow Buddies. And this movie is where the Air Bud franchise as a whole hits its first snag. As if the rest of this lineup isn't already enough of a snag, this is the entire reason that I brought up Air Bud in the first place. Snow Buddies follows the Air Buddies from the last movie as they travel to Alaska to participate in the world's only dog sport. The dogs who play human sports are now switching sides, and now they're here to play dog sports. The Snow Buddies travel to Alaska to compete in the Iditarod, I assume. You know, the Iditarod. Did we all have to read about that in elementary school, or was that just me? Balto, right? Balto? No. Maybe. But Snow Buddies, they just call it the Alaskan Sled Dog Race.
That's where the finish line is for the annual dog sled race.
Actually, see, I told you a lie before. When I said that the Air Buddies were leaving people sports to come compete in dog sports, that wasn't entirely true. You would think that the premise of dogs who play human sports deciding to play dog sports would be more than enough of a reason to pack up the Air Bud shop and ship it out into the Alaskan wilderness, right? Well, narratively speaking, the actual way that the Air Buddies made it to Alaska is that the stupidest Air Buddy, Butterball, wandered into an ice cream truck, and the rest of the Air Buddies get trapped inside with him when they go to help him. And as we all know, all ice cream has to come from the cold place. So this truck naturally is headed to Alaska, which is the cold place. Conveniently, the buddies are greeted by a husky puppy named Shasta.
Name's Shasta, and I'm an Alaskan Husky.
Who is determined to win the Alaskan Sled Dog Race for his 11-year-old owner, Adam, because Adam's dad died? It's typical Air Bud melodrama. It really doesn't matter.
For Christmas, if there was any way you could surprise me with a dog sled team, so I can enter the race, I'd really appreciate it. There's 5 more dogs.
Hey, my dad died. You know what'll make that better? If my puppy won the Iditarod. So the buddies, being the good-natured golden retriever puppies that they are,
Golden Retrievers,
agree to help Shasta because the airport is at the finish line and they gotta get there fast.
Do you know the way back to Fernfield, Washington?
Washington? Whoa! You are far from home. That's a plane ride away, and the nearest airport is in Tiekta. That's where the finish line is for the annual dog sled race.
The finish line is practically at the airport. Correctamundo.
And this is where I'm going to pause talking about this incredible masterpiece of screenwriting to talk about today's sponsor, Raycon. I'm kidding.
They ask you how you are.
I wish I did. I don't have one of those yet. I said before that narratively, the puppies made it to Alaska via ice cream truck.
Correctamundo.
Obviously, that's not how the actual puppies who played the puppies in the film made it up to Vancouver, which is where the movie was filmed, not Alaska.
Correctamundo.
Non-narratively, so in real life, I guess,
Correctamundo.
the puppies just got on a plane and were taken to the film set. Snow Buddies was filmed in British Columbia in February of 2007. The chill, picturesque landscape was the perfect stand-in for the fictional Alaskan town of Ferntiuktuk. for the fictional Alaskan town where Snow Buddies was set. It also happened to be the perfect environment for something a lot worse. So this is the part of the video. This is where I'm going to talk about some upsetting things regarding the conditions the puppies were kept in on set. I'm going to keep it mild. I'm not a true crime channel, but spoiler, some puppies did die. Just to get that out of the way. Keystone Productions, the company behind the production of the movie, shocker, purchased 25 golden retriever puppies from a breeder in New York and had them put on a plane and shipped across the country to Seattle, Washington, where they were greeted by Snow Buddies crew members who took them to set. Most of the information that I'm getting about this comes from the American Humane Society itself. And because I don't have a sponsor for this video, go donate to them because they do a lot of good work in the world. You're welcome, American Humane Society. A big-time YouTuber with 200 subscribers shouted out one of the biggest animal rights organizations in the world. Happy to be of service. So I'll repeat that. 25 puppies. Golden retrievers usually have between 6 to 10 puppies per litter. So that's at least 3, if not 4 or even 5 litters worth of puppies. Once they were in British Columbia, 5 additional puppies were purchased from a Canadian breeder, which brought our total to 30 dogs. Why that many dogs? Well, first of all, because they're puppies, you have to get around those pesky child labor laws. No, it's because they need more than one dog to play each puppy. They use the dog that's not scared of the camera for close-ups, the rough and tumble ones for the stunts, whatever. I learned recently that they had 2 macaws that played the parrot in Pirates of the Caribbean, the second one at least, and they had one that would be in all of the stunts and like the moving shots, and then they had the other one that was content to just sit on someone's shoulder for hours and not do anything, because that's usually what you're doing on a film set. So they had one very patient parrot, and then they had the parrot that would actually do stuff for them. Hi, hello, this is Laura from the future, here to point out that I missed this in editing, but the parrots' names were Chip and Salsa. There was also a third one. I hope its name was Guacamole. It said there was a third one, but they only told you the names of the first 2, which tells me that the third one's name wasn't that interesting. But anyway, I can't believe I missed that. Chip and Salsa, that's incredible. Okay, bye. And it's like that for every single animal you've seen on screen. They basically Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen it, you know? I mean, can you tell these dogs apart? Tell me you can tell these puppies apart. Tell me right now. You can't. And neither can their owners, and that's why they put little colored collars on them and stuff. Or in Air Buddy's case, we stuck weird gendered sports stereotypes on them instead.
Oh yeah, I was first. Sisters rule and brothers drool. No way, Dudette. I was here first.
She's a girl, so she wears pink and plays soccer. So 30 puppies were purchased by production. Of those 30 dogs, only 15 puppies had made it to set. Where were the other 15? They were in the care of local veterinarians. Why were they all in the care of local veterinarians? Because the puppies were only 6 weeks old. You're supposed to wait until at least 8 weeks of age before removing them from their mother at all. Otherwise, you risk serious health complications like parasites and viral or bacterial illnesses. Those 15 puppies were diagnosed with parasites and viral or bacterial illnesses. Bruh. They were diagnosed with Giardia and Coccidia, and the remaining 15 were subsequently removed from the set and treated as well. Of those 30 dogs, 3 of the puppies did not make it and had to be euthanized. So to continue with filming, the show must go on. 28 more puppies, older this time, I guess that's good, were brought in to replace the others. Unfortunately for them, the puppies, not the filmmakers, these puppies had been exposed to parvovirus. Parvovirus is an extremely deadly respiratory disease that is highly contagious, and young puppies are among the most susceptible. There is a vaccine for parvo, and these puppies were vaccinated. The vaccine still has a small window of activation that allows for infection, and additionally, the younger the puppy is, the higher level of maternal antibodies that are still present in their bloodstream, and that could also prevent the vaccine from taking effect. There also happened to be an outbreak of parvovirus that had been occurring for the prior 6 months in Vancouver, which was nearby the filming location. So, whatever the method, the puppies had been exposed, and regardless of it being before or after their vaccination, they contracted parvovirus. Of the 28 additional puppies that were brought onto set, 2 of those were lost as well, bringing the total death count to 5 puppies. 5 puppies died on the set of Snow Buddies, the 7th installment in the Air Bud franchise. Snow Buddies remains the only film in the Air Bud franchise to not receive the stamp of approval from the American Humane Society. And the story I just told you is exactly why. And it's also important to note they bring in puppies that young because puppies that young are cute and it sells better. And they're also going to age over the course of filming, and that puts stress on it. And they wanted to avoid bringing in even more dogs. But yeah. So, I mean, I don't like that we don't really use real animal actors in movies anymore, and we vastly favor CGI counterparts, but honestly, I think it might be better for the animals to use CGI replacements where possible, even if they're kind of shitty looking for the most part, because yes, this is a better tactile experience on film and looks better than this. And yeah, I am using the giraffe from Wonka, sue me. She was scanned from a real giraffe, I think at the London Zoo. I think it's just better than the extremely cruel practice of forcing a giraffe to endure Timothy Chalamet singing.
Well, there's chocolate, and there's chocolate.
But yeah, so is a better looking movie really worth an animal's life? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I know I want to be like, yes, I want movies to look better and have practical effects all the time. We should train animals and do that. But like, is it better for the animals? I don't think so. So that's that. Also, one thing that I found out while I was filming this video is that Air Bud's coming back into theaters, baby. In 2026, this year, we're going to get a brand new theatrical release for Air Bud for the first time since 1998. And we dug up Buddy from the grave to do it. No, I'm kidding. Can you imagine? No, it's not Frankenweenie. I think it's the same director, actually. Hang on. No, it's fucking not. Can you imagine? What else? It's going to be directed by Robert Vince. We don't have a whole lot of information on it yet. We do have a trailer, I think. I downloaded a trailer. I mean, I think I found a way to legally use said trailer for free use in my YouTube video that is a transformative work of copyrighted material.
Guess who's back?
Oh, Robert Vince. So he's a Canadian director. So again, maybe we might want to watch this one, you guys. Not to see, I mean, like, keep an eye on this one. Make sure that he doesn't order 58 puppies. He's been directing movies since 2000, such as MVP, Most Valuable Primate. Oh my God, guys, he's the director of the Air Buddies franchise. I don't know if we should let him direct, but so he directed Air Buddies. Okay, now we're gonna, hang on. Snow Buddies, Space Buddies, Santa Buddies, Spooky Buddies, Treasure Buddies, and Super Buddies. This is fucking insane. Snow Buddies. He did all the Air Buddies movies. So he's coming back. They got him back because the last time he worked with Air Bud was 2013, I believe. Oh, there's also the Santa Paws series. Did he do the Santa Paws series? He also did The Search for Santa Paws and Santa Paws 2, The Santa Pups. Is this even part of the Air Bud franchise? Why is this even on the... I don't think that's part of the Air Bud franchise. Is it? Hang on. Why is the Santa Paws? Those just look like... I mean, yeah, it was a dog movie by Robert Vince, but that doesn't mean it's part of the Air Bud universe. A spin-off? There's no mention of anybody from the Air Buddies franchise. What the fuck, Wikipedia? What happened to your journalistic integrity? This isn't an Air Bud movie. This is just a movie with a puppy, directed by Robert Vince, the director of the Air Buddies franchise. Anyway, that's basically all he's done. You know it's really good when half the movies on his filmography on Wikipedia doesn't have its own Wikipedia article. That means that you're really succeeding. He's just really indie, really underground in the talking animal movie space. Yeah. So yeah, we're getting a new Air Bud this year. What other jokes can I make about this? Mark your calendars, because it is coming out August 21st, 2026, okay? Let's all get together. Let's all go see Air Bud Returns together, okay? We can, like, take video. I'll make a whole video about it. It'll be great. Let's all go. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate it. I'd really like for you guys to hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. I would really love to be able to monetize my channel, but right now my videos are ad-free because I don't have any sponsors and I can't put ads on them. So enjoy my content ad-free while you can. Spread it to as many people as you can. Go ahead and let me know down in the comments which Air Bud movie is your favorite and what sport you would like to see a dog play next. Thank you so much to the people that actually support me on Patreon. I know it's only like 5 of you and only 2 of you pay, but that's fine. You are few, but you are lovely. Anyway, thank you so much. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.